being that they do not recognize their own, it will lead them to want to block yours, is the spirit message. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. So when someone sees that you are living your life within your own purpose, doing your own thing, in your own zone, it's like when you just are in tune with yourself, you really do zone out. And it's good. It's not a bad thing. Some people might see it as bad, like, because when you have purpose in your life, it's hard not to attach to it. It's difficult not to focus on it. It's difficult not to love it. It's very difficult because it's you. It's signatory to your DNA. That's why you're so drawn to it. But then you have those who love you so much, they want to be around you. They want to spend a lot of time with you. And sometimes it's like, how can I say? The energy of your destiny magnetizes you. And it's not that you don't love your people. You love them. But you have to set aside time for them because your destiny is calling. It's like, how can I explain what I'm thinking? Okay. When your destiny calls, you have to pick up the phone. Some people don't pick up the phone. However, when you are really attached to it and you understand it and you are subscribing to it, like you're like, okay, it's mine. I'm gonna treat it like it is mine, right? You're attached to it. It becomes you. You are in unison with the past, present, and future in a very unique way, because instead of your experiences hindering you or making you feel like any type of way, because sometimes experiences, people could victimize themselves and make them feel all types of different ways, or make themselves feel all types of different ways that are not good because of their perception and how they're receiving their own way, right? However, when one, when one is in that place where they understand each phase and they see the reason for everything that has happened, and then you are then at that point where you how can I say, not create your destiny, but you align with it, you zone out into it. You really do. It's easy to, because you love it so much. It's easy to. It's just a part of you. And it's important to take time with those that you love, because that's a part of the journey as well. So to not have that really does, it could cause you to miss out on one of the most important aspects of life, which is that bonding. That's a part of humanity. That's to train or to help to, how can I say? It's grounding. That's the thing to say. Because when you are aligning with your destiny in such a way, it can become very ethereal. It can become very spacey. You get a little spaced out. So you got to bring it back. You have to be grounded, and being around your family and putting the phone down, putting the devices away, and taking time with yourself as well as with the people that love you and the people that you love. It grounds you. It brings you back to reality, because when it comes to you aligning with your destiny, that's spiritual. Okay? So we need both. Just like we do need the spectrum of what can be considered good and bad. We need the spectrum. So we need to be airy as well as grounded. We need both. So too much of one is excessive. We can't overindulge even though it feels good. And of course, we're still going to do it. We're still going to be really zoned out and honed in. But we have to have time to zone out into the destiny and then zone in to the family. You know, we got to do both. It's just a part of it. Yeah, so now you see that's fire. There's a fire there, okay? It's very elemental. There's fire there. And when it comes to that fire and people see that inside of you, they can become envious of it because they haven't found that fire yet. Their fire is out. Sometimes people don't even have a spark. And people want that spark because it gives one a reason to live. You know, there's so many people walking around and they don't know. They don't have that reason. Like, you know, that thing that they're in love with that makes them just want to go. It really puts fire to that okay? It does. And you like that fire though. You love it. You love it when you recognize it. And those who have not found theirs will envy yours and they'll want to block yours in any way that they can. And that's the spirit of confusion trying to... It's almost like these people that do that, they think that they're protecting themselves, giving themselves more time to figure it out before you just blast off in the speed of light. I heard Surrender Now or Prepare to Fight. What is that? I used to watch that. I used to like that. Is that Sailor Moon? I used to watch that. I want to watch it. I think I'm going to go watch that later. I like that. But anyway. Because that just took me. Sometimes I get took. I like to get took sometimes. But, yeah, you know, that passion is a beautiful feeling and they can see the beauty of your feelings. They can see the beauty within your emotion. They could feel the fire through your words, through your emotion. They could feel it and they want to feel that too. And it's just sad because they don't know how to articulate that. So it just comes out in envy and jealousy. And then they just want to end you. And it's just so damn evil. And it's like, how did we get there? Like, why is it like that? Why isn't it that people... How can I say? Why is it that people are not in the mind... Well, not... Okay, everybody's not like this. Everyone doesn't get so envious and jealous that they just want to end people. Not everybody's in such an evil way. I heard because they're open. It's like Spirit answered my question. It's because they're open. So when they're open like that, that means that they're doing some things that aren't the best. So that their vessel is open to entities that are not... It's like open to negative energies because of the activities that they consume. So instead of them having a healthy response to someone who has that fire and that passion from understanding their purpose, it transforms into militia. I just heard malice. It turns into that because they're so open from how they move, how they live life. They're not living life as someone who is in alignment with their destiny. So it's very likely that they're into, you know, different type of activities that aren't good for them. It opens up their vessel to energy taking over and controlling them. They just don't know they're being controlled. So So they become puppets for the enemy. And when the enemy sees someone who is walking that God walk and talking that God talk, the enemy don't like that. So that's not necessarily the person that you're seeing. You're seeing the enemy within that person because their vessel has been exposed and is susceptible to viruses. The viruses of the enemy. Okay, so they're just walking around like a walking toxin, and they try to contaminate as many people as possible because that's the enemy work. That's the enemy's work. They become a puppet for the enemy. So it takes a lot of discipline and love for oneself and detachment from the world, and a love for being who you are, that authenticity. When you have that love for yourself and for who you are, you don't care about what nobody say, that's also a form of protection, okay, from that type of energy, because it could come near you, but it can't get within you, because there's a shield. It's that armor of God, and it blocks that energy from attaching to you. Okay, so there's just a lot of work that so many people must do to prevent themselves from going down under, because a lot of there's many people that I was about to say there's no hope, but then I didn't want to say that, but it's true. There's some people, there ain't no coming back. They're gonna have to be recycled. There's no coming back. Okay, but yeah, so when you see those people that dislike you, recognize that the enemy is working through them and that they're being controlled. Okay, it's kind of like, it's reminding me of like it's a possession, like someone you got to look at it like that. And they can't necessarily control themselves. So when you're around someone and you see someone with that energy, it makes no sense to try to communicate with them on, like, trying to make peace, or what do I call this? It makes no sense to try to communicate with certain people because they can't receive you. So it's a waste of time. It's wasteful. So use your time wisely. Okay? And just understand that this world is not just physical, it's spiritual as well. We dealing with spirits. Okay? And that's a big aspect of life that is unknown to so many because it's not talked about. And it's not talked about on purpose. Because once you awaken to who you truly are, and your whole life changes for the better, and you become a asset instead of a liability. And as a liability, when you're living a life of a liability, you become profitable for a certain group. And that might not make sense to a lot of you. And maybe I didn't say it quite right, but I know what I mean, and I'm sure that some of you will. Okay? Maybe, is there a different way I could say that? When one is depleted and one does not know themselves, it is likely that you are easier to coerce. And coercion, the power of coercion is profitable. Okay? I'm put it like that. So that is it for this message. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. And if you deem this energy as suitable to continue to walk with you in your spiritual journey as an aspect of your love, type 8888 in the comments below. I declare this is an aspect of my love. And yeah, you can join the membership here on YouTube to gain access to additional content. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.